everybody, Leftie here. I'm coming back at you with Orwell today, so we're going to go ahead and follow up. He was telling us to look at the news last time, so we're going to go ahead and pull that up. We have Cassandra connected to all these people, but we haven't found out much about any of them. 2 dead after second explosion. Explosion at Stellenbosch University campus kills 2 students. Is there a connection to yesterday's assault? Explosive charge set off. Oh, that is horrible, but I haven't finished reading it, sir. 2 dead, similar approach, same letter found, so these assaults are connected. And as if that wasn't enough already, Miss Watergate was in custody at the time, so that's her out of the picture, at least for this attack. This complicates matters massively, so much for our simple test case. How did you even think that she was the bomber in the first one? We had plenty of evidence suggesting she wasn't. And I kept sending you plenty of evidence suggesting she wasn't. I need to speak to my superiors, see how we are to proceed given these extenuating circumstances. You did good today. You can log off and get some rest by clicking the button on the top right of the desktop. Try and get some sleep. I have a feeling the next few days are going to be trying at best. Well, if I would have known that, I would have done this 2 seconds into the other one. Half an hour, an explosion occurred at the campus of Bonton University. According to the latest reports, at least 2 people were killed, with a further 3 injured severely. The area was evacuated immediately. According to yet unconfirmed statements, the city administration office of Bonton received an anonymous letter just minutes prior to the detonation, which again contained the first 3 stanzas of the German folk song, "The Thoughts Are Free," exactly like the letter received before the assault on the Freedom Plaza yesterday. We will inform you about any developments on this event as soon as further details are available. Alright, so they're saying to log out. The clocks are striking 13 is finished. Based on the data you submitted, we have learned the following. She had been criminally charged with injury of a police officer at the past protest. She is an artist. The former criminal case was closed due to lack of evidence. She is in a relationship with her lawyer. Collected data shows a potentially dangerous personality. Again, the whole depression pills, honestly, that doesn't to me. Whatever. She seems to have undergone a radical change after she joined the activist group Thought. Juliet KERRINGTON claimed that Cassandra defended her by injuring the police officer. An arrest has been made. Alright, the next day. A place where there is no darkness. Welcome back. I hope you don't mind if we get started right away. We have a ton of work ahead of us. I met with my superiors and they wish to continue with the test case. They believe in the capability of Orwell to handle this. Oh, and you, of course. My superiors agree with me. Based on the information you've already extracted, the activist group known as Thought is worth investigating. It seems like this GOLDFELS is an important member of Thought, so we now have clearance to consider them as a target person. Now that GOLDFELS is a target person, there may be new data chunks available in documents you've already accessed. Don't forget to go back and recheck your sources. Alright. Well, I guess we're gonna go to headlines. Oh, there's a whole bunch of stuff. Heavy rainstorm expected for the weekend. Timelines in Rosen announce corporation. And connection between Bonton bombings evident. The bombing that occurred yesterday at Stellenbosch University seems to be connected to the attack against the Freedom Plaza earlier this week. This is the conclusion of the police division who is investigating the case. In both assaults, a similar explosive device created with pure malevolence appeared to have been used, police spokeswoman Still said. Letter the assaults to support the suspicion, puzzling investigators. People have been theorizing the number of stanzas might represent the number of bombings, which in turn raises the question whether there might be another bombing yet to occur. We understand that some people jump to this conclusion, but there's no good reason to believe this. Had declared that the normal operation cannot continue under the circumstances, so they'll be closing their doors for the time being. Well, I could understand that. There was a bombing at the college. So, I'm guessing there's something else in here that I need to... Maybe I should read all of them? Internet billionaire siblings Ada and Alan Davenport, creators and owners of the most important online social network Timelines, located in Hillberry, are starting a major corporation with the Bonton software giant Rosen Technologies. By utilizing the existing infrastructure and software development capacities of Rosentech, Timelines will be able to respond to the needs and requirements of the quickly changing digital world in real time. Our growing user base will profit from this by significantly reducing downtimes, tightened security, and a sped up integration of new features. Alright. Cool. and then heavy rain for this week. Show my train. Low pressure incoming. Sunday morning will be hit the hardest until the late afternoon. So lots of rain. Don't forget your umbrellas. Is that enough for the headlines? Thank you. You have to look at all the headlines. Alright, so now we're going over here. Now we know what he looks like. Here we go. Got picture. He's written 5 articles. He's account administrator. He wrote this. I do know he wrote this. He's connected to that song. The letter, we are right, it seems. When I was still young, long before, I immigrated to the nation in '93. I believe that this is to be a universal truth. There are no borders for thought and no rules for what is or is not allowed to be thought. This is not because I thought people should be so tolerant, not at all. Instead, I simply held it dear that nobody except for ourselves really know what is going on in our heads until we chose to believe it. Yesterday, a question crossed my mind. If the increasing interconnectedness of humans via modern technology serves more and more as a collective memory and brain of our society, and there is an institution that is capable of monitoring every bit stream of it, how can thought still be free? It is not likely that we will communicate only under great mental reservation to hold on to our knowledge, which means as of a final consequence, we will stop thinking? When I think of increasingly aggressive operations of the surveillance machinery in the nation, I truly fear the answer to this question. That is why I created this blog. I wanted to encourage alternatives to the total control and safety bigotry of this digital world. And then GOLDFELS. Interesting name, by the way. There's some truth you tell here. Frankly, I'm surprised to find someone here at all. I thought nobody would ever find this blog. Thank you very much for your kind words. And yes, I'm very delighted to have my first follower. So I have a feeling it might be this guy. Just saying. That's the weird guest. So we know that he immigrated. And then we know that that's why he created the blog. The Thought, an activist group with the same name as this blog? If GOLDFELS is the one who created the blog, perhaps he founded or even was the leader of the activist group. Or the activist group liked his blog and his poem so much they just based it off of that stuff. It's a possibility. Celadon police officer, recons, redacted. Suspect was arrested in her flat. She willingly opened the door and cooperated with the arresting officer after having the warrant announced and her rights read to her. Okay. No, she's not fighting anybody. I thoroughly believed we were able to capture minds, if only we could garner attention on thought as a group, and what we stand for. It seems my ambition was once again too much. After 1.5 years recruiting 2 of my students and arranging 3 demonstrations like the one held at Freedom Plaza, I feel obliged to ask myself where we stand. Have we reached our goal? What has been sacrificed along the way? In short, are we true to the initial goal that formed the group? Frankly and sadly, the answer to the latter is a resounding no. We let ourselves be consumed by our anger and hatred towards those who we thought to do us wrong. Thoughts are free, but that does in no way mean that we can attack and do whatever they wish. Instead of blaming others, I now see my high aims might well be the cause for all the events of the past months. More than anyone else of thought, I feel responsible. As a consequence, I will help my active engagements in this group. I firmly believe it shall be the better of everyone involved, especially my students from Stellingham. Guy hurt, there was only a cop. He had it coming for long. It was messy. Yeah, well, we didn't want to make news in that way. So he recruited 2 of his students. Three demonstrations. More interesting might be that 2 students seem to be involved. And he's gonna halt his active thing. Whatever active engagement means. Still an interesting fact. And he had students from Stellingham. What now? Stellingham? The same Stellingham where the bomb just exploded? You know, when I think about coincidences, I won't repeat it. So far, the evidence suggests that GOLDFELS was a prominent lecturer at Stellingham, and some of his students became involved in thought. Did he, recruit them for his cause? We need to identify these students, so who else is involved with the group? I'm gonna leave this out because he's even sitting there saying, it wasn't him that did the violence. He thinks that it was deplorable, but, that it happened. Knowledge, science, wisdom, at some times all remain silent. Suspect of button bombing arrested. Okay, well, something else happened. Yesterday evening, an explosive device went off at Stellingen campus, killing a Stellingen student as well as a lecturer. Did he die? Who died? Which lecturer died? Was it him? Okay, can I still look at my... This course is currently unavailable due to Representative Professor A having retired. Oh, he retired. Previously, Professor GOLDFELS has held a position as a journalist at Der Reporter, one of the most renowned German daily newspapers. He was also chairman of the Global Media Ethics. Alright, so put that in there. And we'll add that stuff too, because he was both those from the past. Member of an ethical congress, just the average run-of-the-mill terrorist trait. What? Luminary in his profession, Abraham GOLDFELS. That's his full name. Now we have it. Update that. Abraham it is. Well done. Gladly accepted the offered professorship in the field of media ethics in Stellingen, for which he sadly retired in the fall of 2016. Let's give him all that. Did you notice the bombing location seems to be closely connected to the Thought members? There could be a pattern emerging. Thought has held 3 demonstrations that there's only been 2 bombings, which might imply it was definitely shot in the dark, but we absolutely need to do everything we can to prevent another attack. Take a close look at the past of each member with Thought. Find out the location of all demos they have held. They might yield a hint. Well, I will. A modern time declaration of independence towards mass surveillance. Oh, he published that. He's the one who wrote it and published it. It's interesting. What do you say that? He literally wrote the book. That's a whole lot of information about this GOLDFELS, yet only one other page could be indexed. Very strange indeed. Okay. Buford, Orlando, Delacruz. Oh, see, I told you, it's going to be the people in the actual, like... Joseph Langley, he was there too, so he graduated. So we have the lawyer got involved. Delacruz, who's like the Ministry of Security, that's what she is. We've seen her responses to stuff. So I keep having a feeling she or somebody else up there is going to be involved somehow. I don't know. What am I doing here? What's the point of me being here? It keeps telling me there's more information that I've obviously missed, but what did I miss? What was he? Law? No, he wasn't law. What was he? Media ethics at Stellingen. Ethics at Stellingen. But where would ethics be? Where would I be able to see ethics? Department Media. That's what it was. Okay. So... Department Media. So he's not listed here. As he go over here. There he is. 27 students attended that class. That person failed. Anybody we know in here? Okay, Juliet KERRINGTON. She's the one that was the friends to what's her name? We have seen this name before, haven't we? Right, she was a friend of Miss Watergate. Now it also appears that she was a student of Abraham GOLDFELS. I think that's enough to warrant a report. Give me a few minutes. Alright, we have authorization, oh my god, I cannot say that word, to investigate Miss KERRINGTON. Alright, so let's look at her. Well, now that we found out this stuff, oh, look, we have her timeline. We got a nice picture. Wow, that's a pretty picture. PR assistant at Rosentech. It's a pretty nice job. That's her birthday. It was February of 92. Place of residence is Fairview, so we know where she lives, but we don't have an exact address. And we have her interests. I'll throw those in there, just because, you know, we like to know what she's interested in. Cassandra Watergate posted on March 4th. Hey, can you actually dance? I got proof now. Okay. So they're chatting about that. They're talking about delicious cupcakes. You know I'm not so keen on going out late night. Plus I don't dance ever or care to spare. So we know she's not a late night. She's not a late owl. She doesn't go out at night. She stays home. Or dislikes going out. You win. I'll be there in half an hour. That torture and cruelty by my friend. Okay, well, we're not gonna put that in there. Happy birthday, honey. So good to have you back. To mark the occasion, we're going to set up your profile on our family page. I hope you like it. Okay, we'll check that out. Esther Kerrington. In 1985, their first daughter, April, was born. There are 3 more to follow. Okay, so she's a headmistress at an elementary school. May Kerrington is the CEO and founder of Midcloth Ltd. Jesus Christ, they got some, like, dreamer kids. June Kerrington, chief engineer at Bounton Machine Works. And then we have Juliet, whose real birth date, or her full birth date, is February 14th of 92. Favorite food is banana nut muffins. I don't know why we need that, but, you know, I might put it in there. Favorite color is red, playing the guitar. Favorite books, To Kill a Mockingbird. Showed up a little bit unexpectedly. The parents, Jonathan and Esther, decided that they would end the strictness of the naming pattern her sister had followed in favor of a slightly aberration. Juliet learned to play the guitar, even developed the plan to become a professional musician in a band. However, she decided to end her band career when she was single again and focused her studies in media economy at Stellington University. Alright, well, we have things that don't conflict right now. We don't really need to know that she used to try and become a musician, unless there's something important to that. So here's where she works. There should be a tailor-made software for any purpose. Who would have thought that a guy hailing from merely an attic in his parents' home could create the single most important software company in the nation? Certainly not me. Of course not. Of course not, Victor Rosen. Who would have thought? 10 Commandments. Anything in here? Okay. Get in touch. Head of vision shaping. Head of PR. Ah, now we have a phone number for her. PR assistant, there's her phone number. Good work. The listener will also track incoming and outgoing telephone calls and numbers you have added. Cool beans. Look at that. Now we got phone calls going on. Esther Kerrington to Juliet Kerrington. Welcome to Rosentech. This is PR assistant Juliet Kerrington speaking. How may I be of... Hello, Juliet Kerrington. This is Esther. You sound so official at work. Hi, Mom. Is this important? You know I can't take personal calls while I'm at work. I just wanted to check in. Make sure you are home for dinner tonight. Actually, I'm heading out with some friends from work. Time for some Bounton clubbing. Honey, please don't. On the news they said it would be advisable to avoid public places. They expect another bombing. Mom, I get that you're worried, but I can't just sit at home with you every night of the week. That's exactly what those terrorists want us to do. Avoid public life. We can't give up our freedom like that. Honey, please, you won't have much freedom left if you're dead. Mom, I won't die. How can you be so sure about that? I could just as easily be hit by a car on my way home to your lovely dinner. Don't say that. Just think. This ridiculous group has gotten you into nothing but trouble. What were they called? All right, geesh, Mom. I'm going to think about it, okay? Thank you, honey. Mom, I'm sorry, but I really have to go now if I don't want Victor Rosen to personally fire me. I have to go. Sorry, I love you. Bye. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and grab this information. We know where she's going tonight in case we need to talk to her. It's Friday. Miss Kerrington has plans to go out tonight in Bounton. That information would normally be innocuous, but we know that she actively dislikes going out. People are truly creatures of habit. Maybe she really does want to go out, but this seems a little odd. What is she really doing? Maybe it's just because she's terrified of her mom. She just wants to leave home. She says she doesn't want to go out because she's having to deal with her family. We didn't see this one earlier, but Joseph's trying to contact her. Hey, you, I'm sorry about last night. I really should have come over. It's just that this client is massively influential and could bring a whole lot of exposure to the office. I've been trying to get a meeting for months and it went rather well, so here's hoping. I'm such a stupid old man who just talks about his life too much. I'm sorry, it's just a big part of my life. Hello? Are you still upset? No, she's been arrested, you fool. Aren't you her lawyer? Cassie, can you at least answer me? If you don't, I'll start to worry. You know what I'm like. You're a warrior like me. Big old warrior. We worry a lot. Lots of worrying. Alright, so timeline. Any other information in here that I need? This drives me outright mad. Even though Cassandra and I got to know each other at the protest of Freedom Plaza, she stood up for me regardless. This woman is a heroine, not a terrorist. Go Cassie. Okay, well, she mentioned that. So they don't have, like, a huge connection to each other, but, you know. How come you care so much about politics now? I'm not surprised you stand up for your beliefs. Ah, we'll throw that. She's just now starting to get into politics. First Miss Watergate, now her. Is there some sort of brainwashing going on? No, it's just people who have become adults who are just now starting to understand that there is more to the world than just what they enjoy doing, I guess, if that makes sense. Doesn't make much sense, but whatever. Well, there's something in here in the classes that I gotta find, so I'm just gonna keep looking until I find something, so hold tight. Alright, so another headline. Breaking news. First suspect in connection with assault arrested. A couple of minutes ago, the Bolton Police Department reported that an arrest in connection with the recent bombings in the capital has been made. A couple of minutes ago, the Bolton Police Department reported that an arrest in connection with the recent bombing in the capital has been made. A young woman had been brought into custody thanks to the investigation efforts of a special task force. How the woman is related to the bombing attacks, Kaufman did not cover. However, it is rumored that the suspect is well known to the authorities by other incidents. Alright, well, we still don't know if she really had anything to do with anything. So I guess I gotta go back through here through the attendees list and find something. But I don't know what I'm looking for. I don't know what I'm looking for. So, again, I'll be right back. Alright, so I went up here. It says the objective is identify students' contacts of Abraham GOLDFELS. So I'm assuming I missed something with him. And if I could close this, Jesus, thank you. So I found Kerrington. Scroll down, found Harrison O'Donnell. So let me add him. Now we have somebody else. Harrison O'Donnell. Yes, we've seen that name connected to Miss Watergate. I'll report this right away. And now, we have been authorized to consider Harrison O'Donnell a target person. Now there's some more work for you. Congrats. Harrison and Juliet. Those must be Abraham GOLDFELS students within thought. Well done. Alright, so did we find all the students involved? Alright, looks like it. Alright, so now we can look at Harrison's timeline. He says he's a media punk. That's not a job, sir. I mean, I'll throw it in there, but it's not a job. Media punk? What does that even mean? Yeah, I know, exactly. That's how I feel. This post has been deleted by the user. Everything alright with you? Now it is. Oh. I feel sorry for the girl. It's clear she'd been attacked and just panicked. Now they'll have her for this. We didn't start the fire. Fascists turned this into a nightmare. So this guy is really heavily involved in stuff. And we could tell that he's in a relationship with what's her name? Yeah. Yeah, so they're in a relationship. So now we know that. Our two student members of thought are a couple. Very interesting. So I didn't think I would be welcomed so warmly. Mike, why don't you go and ask Juliet out right away, huh? No need for hiding anything. I can provide a nose correction just for you to make you look just as awesome. I don't think Mike meant to be flirty. Well, you know, he's a, this guy has a short fuse. Somebody who's like, you know, you just said something nice to my girlfriend, I'm gonna beat you up. He's got a lot of deleted posts, though. I wonder if I should be adding these. Do we have something to hide then, Mr. O'Donnell? He's got a lot to hide. There's a lot of these deleted posts. There's so many of them. I mean, there's so many deleted posts. Oh, what's all this? Okay, so now we know the band. We have the track you're ashamed of in your fine-tuned playlist. Okay, so he's the vocals and guitar of the group. That's quite an ego we've got there, haven't we? I guess. And Juliet played guitar. That would probably go in her profile. So let me just grab that and throw that in there. Oh, that was her profile image too. It was just flipped. Alright, whatever. It flipped her profile image. Wait, what the actual... The moment you open that dock, malicious code injection was detected in Orwell. We've had 47 attack warnings and still counting. What the heck is on that site? It's a virus. That's what's on that site. That site is nothing but a virus. Anything else in here I need? Probably. Well, let's go to gigs. Haunted House in Bonton, which was cancelled. A friend of mine claims to have heard that Hancock decided to quit the band, but no official statements have been given out. Wholehearted thumbs down for that. Gotta find me another fave band now. You better do the same. Okay, so we think that he's now a former band member. Anything to listen to? I think I'm okay. Drop Hancock a line at the media pump at mailerate.tna. So now we got his email. Excellent. You'll now have access to any emails coming in and out of this account, which is great. And now we got some listeners. Juliet, Kerrington, and Cassandra. Hello. Hi, Cass. What happened yesterday? Nothing. I am perfectly fine. Juliet, this is Joseph on Cassandra's account. Oh, sorry. Hi, Joseph. Didn't know you had access to Cass's account. Nice to finally talk to you. You two, have you seen Cassandra since yesterday evening? Heard from her at all? She in jail. I put her there. Oops. Spoke to her last night via chat. She seemed quite upset about the whole Freedom Plaza thing and something else she wouldn't talk about. Then there was someone at her door, so she went to answer it and never came back. I assumed it was you. We were supposed to meet for dinner, but I had an unexpected meeting with a client. She wasn't exactly happy about the change of plans. She quit the chat and that was it. I haven't heard from her since. In that case, I think she's probably at home stewing away. Wait, you were just on chat with her and she disappeared, saying there's someone at the door, and you don't think that's concerning? Well, I just tried that. She did give me the key to her flat 2 months ago, but no Cassie. Also, her PC was still on. I guess calling her didn't work either? I tried, no answer. I hate myself right now. Did you set your number to private? Otherwise, she's probably just avoiding you. Like, really, Juliet's got, like, no concern whatsoever for her friend. Private is my default setting. After all, I am her lawyer. Cassie told me you were funny. I think you shouldn't worry too much. It's probably nothing. It's just odd that my friend happened to mention to me yesterday as we were chatting that someone was at the door and then she went to go answer it and then she never came back. I'm not worried. Things are fine. When she's mad, she usually ghosts and wanders the city. She'll be back in no time. Yeah, she does get a bit fiery at times. We had an argument once and, well, guess what happened? She disappeared for 4 whole months. See, this is why I wanted to talk to you. I feel like sometimes you know her better than I do. Oh, I doubt that somehow. I mean, you two were in this thought group together, right? You both went to the Freedom Plaza protest. And so I thought maybe you'd know the other places that would be important for her to the two of you, where she could be at. Give me that juicy info. Freedom Plaza was organized by Thought, yeah, but Harrison did all the planning for it. He planned this protest that went completely awry? Doesn't sound like very good planning to me. Or maybe it didn't go awry at all. Maybe it went down exactly as he had in mind. Possibly. So that Freedom Plaza demonstration was one of the Thought's protests. Not immensely surprising. 1 down, 2 more protest locations to go. Well, thank you anyway. Don't mention it. What's that sound? Another phone. I'm trying to get through things one at a time. Hello, Mr. O'Donnell. Thank you for shopping at Cimarari's Flowers. We hereby confirm your order of bouquet lovely with tag to Angela. He's got a side fling going on. Yet another woman in his life. The total has already been subtracted from your bank account. Now we have his bank account information. Boy, we could just take anything from this guy's stuff. And literally an email will not send you that type of information. That's way too much. And then we'll listen to this fun conversation. I think that we'll pause right after this. You got O'Donnell. Harrison, it's me. Well, 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 look who it is. I knew this moment would come one day, but you've caught me by surprise. Harrison. Shh, Juliet. Ever since we first made out in that clear night on the Stelligan Greenfield, I knew it was destiny. I knew you never really meant to. Will you please spare me your juvenile stuff? I didn't believe it at first, but it really is you. To what do I owe the pleasure of your beautiful voice? You miss me, right? So this is why you did it, to make me call you back again? The heck are you talking about? Oh, come on, don't play dumb, great administrator. I'm talking about Thought Page you so generously volunteered to maintain. What? Give me a sec. What the? What's going on? You messing around with me, Jules? Are you seriously trying to say this wasn't your doing? Why would I want to disgrace Thought? Maybe because of the same reason you bailed out of Thought all of a sudden. Ah, so he bailed out of it. Thought didn't do anything anymore since Abe disappeared, but turning it around that way made a darn fine excuse for you to bail out the two of us. Oh, is that so? So we still need to keep observing him, though. You disgraced Thought before by hiding all the articles on Thought blogs except Cassandra's. Okay, so he's the one who hid all the article blogs. That's why we can't read any of them. First the timeline, now the Thought blog. You have a lot to hide, Mr. O'Donnell. Abe archived the first ones because he didn't even want us to know. You deleted all your rebellious posts to secure your cozy job writing that ridiculous opinion column for the TMB. Well, now we know where your works. I read this one quite regularly. I wasn't at all aware it was our guy. The TMB probably didn't know either. Jeez, they're just like going all crazy right now. There's so much going on. Just revert it, okay? I don't care who did it. I just can't stand our memories being toyed around with. Okay, we'll be done in no time, ma'am. Never could say no to you. If only. Anyway, thank you. Alright, so that conversation's done. There was a few more things to grab. First, that Abe is the first one who archived the post. So I might have to put that under his... Oops, wrong thing. Under his information. This gets more confusing by the minute. Why do you hide something on a group blog from its own members? A hidden agenda, perhaps? I don't know, maybe. And then Abe also disappeared. Abraham GOLDFELS disappeared, causing the group to be inactive. They're no longer active? Well, it seems to me like someone still is. Someone is! And then what's her name? She bailed out on the group, so she also left. They have a former relationship, Trouble in Paradise, so they're not together anymore. They don't need to know that they used to make out on the Stelligan Greenfield. It's not important. Anyway. Ah, there's apparently a hacker, and they're apparently going to expose Harrison's information. So we'll grab that and throw that in there so we know there's a hacker getting involved. Oh, great. Now there's a hacker involved in all this because the situation wasn't bad enough as it is. I wonder what this is about. It's about a lot of stuffs. You knew what I knew, what you know about what this little group of yours did, you would find it just as hard to ignore that these bonds might just carry your name tag. Get what I'm talking about? Seems we're not the only ones interested in Mr. O'Donnell and his entanglement and all this. I wonder if this guy is any proof for what he claims. So anyway, that's where we've been so far in this. We're going to go ahead and pause for right now. We're going to come back and see what else we can find out in just a minute more about Harrison, Juliet. Possibly it's a little bit more on Cassandra, but some other things as well. So anyway, this has been Orwell. I'm really enjoying it. I find this very fascinating. I've been having a little bit of my allergies flare up, so I'm sounding a little congested and my nose is just going all crazy, but I still did it because I really love this game and we'll be coming back to it shortly. So anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me and have a wonderful day. Bye!